Sometimes I forget about my stream deck.
Yeah.
I gotta fix that someday.
What's that?
The coming off our intro video onto the screen that it starts on, it transitions to a screen that's no longer used anymore.
Oh. Well. Maybe.
And so then
one
I
day.
gotta like be on the button. I gotta have my hand on the button, so as soon as it flips, that I hit it and switch us back. It's like where you see that news reporter picking their nose, and then they're like, "Oh wait,
What?
wait." You never seen stuff like the funny news videos where they're not expecting to be on, and it flips over to them, and then they flip it away real quick because they see
Oh.
them doing something gross.
Yeah, something they're not expecting.
They're not
Yep.
expecting.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Darcy.
Good morning, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Oh, good day, DB. Yep. And it is a good day, I think. It's beautiful outside. It's Saturday.
It's a lot of pressure.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And I feel like it'll just be a nice, relaxing weekend. Some football tomorrow. Yep.
Not for some.
Yep.
Some
Yep.
people
Not for some.
get a little too intense on that football.
Yeah, a lot intense. But it's time that I get to not do anything. Rick has been watching a lot of football this year, so I do a bunch of other stuff, and then every once in a while I'll just sit down and watch some of the games with him. So I get to I cook and go for walks, and I don't know, it's nice.
Yeah, I was just thinking if you battled the mascots of football tomorrow.
Instead.
Well, if you think about it, you got a chief versus a raven. I'm pretty sure the human is going to beat the raven.
I don't know.
Ravens
They
are
made a
smart.
movie about it.
Ravens are smart. But oh, birds.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess if you have more than one.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking of that angle. So yeah, okay, the Ravens.
Well, I don't know
And
if it's
they
a
and
team
it
of
is
ravens,
plural.
but
It isn't just raven. It is ravens. So the
yeah. I know a
ravens
bunch
is a
of
swarm
crows
of
together
ravens.
are a
A
whole bunch of
murder.
crows is a murder. Is
Yeah.
it the same for
I
ravens?
don't know. Look at. Why don't you glance real quick? That's funny. So yeah, they are. They are ravens. So then that means they do get more than one. All right, now the chief guy is gonna
It's
have
even worse. A flock of ravens is called an unkindness.
an unkindness.
Yeah, what? That's so weird. Yeah, somebody didn't like crows and ravens when they named their flocks.
All right, so
Unkindness.
and chiefs got they're plural too. So then that means there's more than one chief. But
Yeah.
would a couple
And you know
hundred
what they say about
chiefs?
too many chiefs in the kitchen? Oh wait, that's cooks. I don't know.
Too many chiefs battling the ravens. You know what they
Yeah,
say? I
yeah,
don't know. Now it's actually would be a pretty good showdown.
yeah.
Chiefs versus Ravens, so you got some birds type stuff. And
Yeah.
then on the other side, you got 49ers versus some Lions. I don't know, those pickaxes could do some damage. But then they could just be panners. And then they would stand no chance.
No, they'd be in big trouble.
Yeah, so if they were the minor 49ers, right? Because some of them went into mines. I don't think they were all panning, but maybe they
I
were.
don't know.
I mean, panning was the more famous part of it, but that's just because I think anybody can go do it. So then that got talked about more.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, a lion is still a lion. I don't think that you're really gonna, unless they're like, and I
But how
don't know.
many 49ers versus how many Lions? See, Lions could be in their little pride thing, right? Isn't that what Lions have? Their pack
Hmm.
is a pride. And so then, if you got, I don't know, because they don't have guns. The 49ers don't have guns. It's not like they're musketeers. So I think, I don't know. They are just lions, but they're still lions.
Yep.
But a pickaxe could do some damage. So if you had
Oh yeah, for sure.
the panhandler, he'd be in trouble. That's like, so if you had every other one, if one was a pickaxe person, one was a panhandler, then you'd have two lions on a pickaxer. He could still do some damage,
Yep.
but I don't know how many times he'd be able to survive. I don't know. Have you ever seen YouTube videos where they battle like 10,000 John Wicks versus like a million zombies or something like that?
Uh-uh. I
Yeah,
didn't know there was such a thing.
yeah, on YouTube they have. Oh, let's see, lions versus chiefs. Better get your arrows and spears sharpened. Oh, he's already calling the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's
would be a tough one. That one actually might be more tough than the 49ers. I don't know. But the Chiefs would be better versed in fighting lions, you would think. But is there any predators that they really hunted? They hunted like buffalo and deer. They did obviously hunt a predator here and there, but
yeah.
I don't think like that was like their main thing.
Yeah, I mean, wolves travel in packs, but there isn't a lot of stuff around. I don't think there was really anything comparable to like lions in North
You'd have
America
mountain
besides
lions,
wolves.
but
I know, but they don't.
yeah, they weren't. They were up in the
A little
mountains.
bit. Well, they're just they they don't. What are they
More
called?
solitary.
Yeah, thank you. One of those.
Yeah, like a bear. You'd think of them like
Yeah,
a bear.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. You still don't want to be alone with them, but
no, no, you don't want to be like when you're out by yourself. We're talking
yeah,
when you're out with your crew. It's unlikely that they're gonna come mess with you.
yeah.
Yeah, when you're out by yourself, then you're dinner.
Yeah, yeah, and like a pack of lions, a pack of wolves is really dangerous, even if there's several people, you know. And I think the same is probably the same with lions. Depends on how hungry they are. But if it's just one wolf, you're probably okay having a bunch of people. You know. how I would feel about it if I were out in the world by myself with a pack of lions.
Yeah, so we'd have to see. I don't know. That'd be cool, but I'd want to know the numbers. What's versus what? What's realistic? Do you have like 50 Chiefs versus 100 Lions? Is it a 1-to-1 thing? Because I think if it was 1-to-1 and they have bows and arrows and they're a chief, so then hopefully they're more skilled, like they've earned their chiefdom. Um, then I think the Chiefs would win.
Yeah. Well, and it would also depend on what the battleground is too. Is this like
Oh,
you have like 30 minutes in
oh,
this wide open area, or is it like over a few days and you're gonna like, get
that's
taken out one by
interesting.
one? Yeah, I don't know.
I was thinking wide open area, but if you're in the
Mm.
woods,
Or yeah, the
that might
savannah.
make it a little trickier.
Yeah. Yeah, whose territory is the one where this would
Neutral,
take place?
neutral.
Yeah.
Neither's, but you're saying territory more of the terrain. Whose terrain?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one. Thank you.
yeah. Because you're not gonna be like out in the field if you're a lion. I mean, technically a
Yeah.
lion would be, but if you want to make it
Yeah, but
somewhat
there's
fair,
like
give
tall
them an
grasses and
advantage.
stuff.
Yeah, but give
Yeah.
them the advantage of like whatever they're. Okay, so the lions get optimal terrain because the
Yeah.
humans should be able to. We're gonna say they could pick a better terrain, like for idealness, but they're the ones going in and hunting the lions or having to take them out. So,
Yeah.
but then that could be whoever has home field advantage.
Yeah. Well, and then
So
I
then in
just
this
like the
case,
more we talk about this, I'm like, I don't know, because now I'm like, well, the any kind of human would know what the stakes are. An animal doesn't, and so they're just like, why is everyone, why are all these tasty treats everywhere, and why are they, you know, hitting me with pokey sticks? It's like I don't. What's happening here? Like, do you both know? Do the lions somehow know what's happening, and so they can be like, oh, let's also get together. Because yeah, Craig makes a point. Like the Chiefs could set traps and they work in groups. Well, lions could too. They're also like the females all work together. So do yeah.
oh,
So
so then
I
we'd
don't
have
know.
to discuss what kind of supplies they get.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
getting complicated.
It is
It's not
getting
just,
it's too much for 8:30 in the morning. I just have to
yeah.
say.
But it is an interesting discussion, right? If you just went off
Yeah.
of pure mascots, it would be a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because people think of just it on a one-on-one, but I mean, in these cases, all the names are like plural, so then that you have to let them have multiple. Because like, okay, now we're gonna go one-on-one. Like, we have the Chiefs versus the Ravens. I think the single human beats the single bird. In if they're both healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Just even
Yeah,
if you have no
probably.
weapons as a human, like the bird's got to come in close at some point, and he might get some good licks, but is he really gonna kill him?
Yeah.
You know, and if
Yeah.
you
You
can
have to
just,
get real lucky.
yeah, he'd have to get real lucky. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go one-on-one there, and then the 49ers versus the Lion. That really could be a tough one. A one-on-one human, it just, yeah, if they got the pickaxe and we're gonna go with their best optimal build for a 49er, then I think they could get the Lion. But really, you brought up a really good point. It would depend on terrain. Like if they're both on just total open plain, no grass, no nothing, I think the 49er has it all day long.
Yeah. Well, that's because they have the advantage. But I also think it would be luck again, because lions are big. So one good swipe and, you're toast anyway. So you'd have to be really lucky.
The
Just like
Lion
with
would have to be really lucky, or you
no,
would?
I think
The
a human would
49er?
have to be
Oh,
really lucky.
yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree because I think the Lion could take like one hit. Like you'd have to jab in your thing right in its head or something, but
Yeah.
like in
It
its
would be a lot
side,
more difficult. Yeah.
yeah, it might be like a tie.
Yeah.
You both
Yeah,
get a
just
good
like
hit
who
in.
who gets lucky who gets lucky first.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's
So
interesting. I mean, it is interesting. So,
yeah.
But there is a YouTube channel for that if you want to see.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
they'll have like 100 John Wick. I keep bringing up John Wicks because those are the ones I watch because I just find it hilarious. They're like, John Wick is an epic like battler now. He's in, and then they'll have like samurai, and then sometimes they'll do like tanks versus T Rexes. I mean, they just do all kinds of interesting things because it's all computer generated. But they do like they give them behaviors like they normally would, or their size exactly like they would. But it's like all the gun stuff has like basically unlimited ammo, so it's just like a barrage of shooting until the wave of whatever is they're fighting gets up close enough and starts taking some of them out, and then it's like just slowly eats into the defenses and stuff. It's really interesting. It's
That is
kind of like a domino thing, you know, where you tip it over and you just slowly watch it unfold. So it's pretty cool. Let's see,
That's
pickaxe, wall like the old shield wall, spear guy in the middle. Oh, so now you got the 49ers and the Chiefs teaming up. They
Yeah.
both want to make it to the Super Bowl, so then they're on a team versus the animals. So you got Animal Kingdom versus humans. Interesting.
Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom to represent the whole kingdom, yes. All right, what do you got going on for our show today?
Some articles and some pictures and great conversation.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna like say, "Hey, we had some shoes, and we had
Oh,
some
like
batteries."
real deep.
Yeah, kind of like
You
more
want-
details, but you're
So we're
just
gonna have some shoes and some batteries,
Ah,
some bees,
some thief bees.
some bees in our bonnets. Yep, and 2 other articles.
Coffee and quantum physics, right?
Yep,
And what was the other one?
I don't remember.
I don't know. It's this one right here. It always keeps. Oh, how multivitamins
Oh,
improve memory.
vitamins. Yeah, yeah.
And
I
us
didn't
old
have
folks.
any vitamins today. Clearly.
Clearly. Uh,
It's gonna be a surprise.
gonna
It's
be a
something that we worked on.
surprise.
I'm totally surprised. Just like you were.
Oh, wow. Why is that all the way starting there? We need to start over. Oh, no, everybody gets to see a
Hold,
preview.
please.
Stop. Refresh. There we go.
Oh.
Batteries of the future. We're going to start there.
Yep. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So at least they know that we checked things out ahead of time. Made sure we had pictures.
This is legit. Yep.
Legit. But engineers have created a new lithium battery that can charge in under 5 minutes, faster than any such battery on the market, while maintaining stable performance over extended cycles of charging and discharging.
That's
So
pretty interesting.
now that would make a electric car a lot more effective if you could charge it in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's one thing that's super scary about electric cars is, well, not super scary, but, if you want to do a cross-country road trip, you can't just be like, I'm just going to go. You have to figure out where you can stop to charge it. So if you could charge it a lot faster, that's, I don't know. It just feels a little more freeing, I think. Especially if it doesn't mess up the battery.
You know what that's called?
What's it called?
Range anxiety.
Oh.
And it's the greatest barrier to electrification in transportation.
That's makes sense.
Yep.
Yep.
And so that would be much like you don't have to necessarily get long range if you can just charge it fast.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
And if you can charge it fast, there are some countries that are exploring self-charging roads.
Oh, we saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what we saw?
And so then if you can charge it fast and your road can just charge it, then it's not electric batteries, but I I always kind of I think it's interesting because they're so toxic and horrible for the
Mm-hmm.
environment to dispose of. If you think about how many cars there are and how many people drive and stuff, it's like that's a lot of waste. And then they're
Yeah.
always worried about nuclear waste, which to me doesn't seem like that's quite as much. You know, it's just as dangerous, it seems like, in a way,
Yep.
but it doesn't seem, I don't hear about them having to take the rods out every day. You know what I mean? Those are like, that's like a pretty big event when you have to you have to dispose of your nuclear waste. Because I think isn't it like the thing can last for like 75 years and then you finally got to take that part out and replace it?
That I don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
See, can you look up real quick how often
Yeah.
nuclear power plants generate waste? More about the frequency, not about how much. Because I know they got to bury it underground. It's like a whole thing, but I'm curious on if it's just like once in a while. Because I mean, car batteries would just be like there would just be so much waste all the time once they got rolling. Because I mean, it'd be like 10 years before you start really seeing it start building up. We just need to move to flying cars and get over with it. But then, how do you power them? That's the other side of the flying cars. You're gonna have like gasoline flying through the air, and then when they crash, they explode. Or you're gonna have a battery that when it crashes, it just catches on the fire, like this horrible fire that's hard to put out. Will we see
Uh,
flying cars? We
a
already see them.
typical
Oh, go ahead.
um a typical nuclear power plant produces about 30 tons of used fuel per year.
Okay, there we
We
go.
call it spent fuel. Uh,
It's doing it all the time. And 30 tons isn't a lot, but it's
yeah, well,
not.
it says a similar sized coal-fired power plant produces 300,000 tons of coal ash per year. So, I mean,
Okay, never mind.
30 tons versus 300,000 tons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but then, yeah, there's
Uh,
a lot of
Look at
things
a
that go into it.
fusion or a fission reactor. That'd be interesting. Electric phase is
Well,
flying
we haven't
cars.
figured out fission, correct?
Not,
Um,
um, they have, like, but not scalable. They
Gotcha.
just within the last year, it said that they finally um, were able to shoot a laser at something, because that's what they're using,
Hmm.
and it produced more energy than what went into it. And so I think they're trying to replicate the results and validate it, stuff like that.
It kind of, so it says fission does not create any long-lived radioactive nuclear waste. Doesn't say it doesn't create waste.
No.
A fission reactor produces helium, which is an inert gas.
um,
So everyone just sounds funny that lives around there.
that would be funny. Everybody working in there sounds like Mickey Mouse. Well, isn't that what they
That's
use?
funny.
I was watching something that like deep sea divers. Isn't that what they use? Helium. They live in helium capsules, like these deep sea rig welders,
I
and it's
don't
like
know. That's
super horrible living conditions. Like not
yeah.
like I mean it is, but it isn't. It's like they choose to but they have to live down there for like it's how they avoid the deprivation. What's
Ben.
the
Yeah,
bends?
my My sister ha has a friend that has been that did that for years. He would be gone for like once a month. He would
Hmm.
go for X amount of time.
And the
Um,
the way they do it is they basically keep you at the same pressure as the surface, and you live in this pod, and it's helium pressurized or something. I forget what it is. So then yeah, everybody talks funny. That's funny. It was funny. Huh. So how'd they do this? Indium is a soft metal mostly used to make indium tin oxide coatings for touchscreen displays and solar panels. The new study shows indium has two crucial characteristics as a battery anode: an extremely low migration energy barrier, which sets the rate at which ions diffuse in the solid state, and a modest exchange of current density, which is related to. I was changing the picture. um, Modest exchange of current density, which is related to the rate at which ions are reduced in the anode. The combination of those qualities, rapid diffusion and slow surface reaction and kinetics, is essential for fast charging and long duration storage. So, using different materials. That's pretty cool.
that is pretty cool.
While this research is exciting, it teaches us how to get fast charging batteries. To get to fast charging batteries, indium is heavy. Therein
So you
lies an
can't just put it in the
opportunity.
trunk.
Huh?
So you can't just put it in your trunk and carry it with you.
Yeah, it might increase the weight too much. And then that
Mm.
defeats Craig's flying cars. Therein lies an opportunity for computational chemistry modeling, perhaps using generative AI tools to learn what other lightweight material chemistries might achieve the same intrinsically low Dochometer numbers. Doc, Dom Kohler. For example, there are metal alloys out there that we've never studied, which have are there metal alloys out there we've never studied which have the same desired characteristics? That is where my satisfaction comes from. There's a general principle at work that allows anyone to design a better battery anode and that achieves faster charging rates than the state of art technology.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah, for some reason I grabbed cobalt stuff.
I like it.
And the battery update was nothing, but maybe that's iridium.
They're like,
Indium.
look at the picture. Look at these pretty pictures.
Yeah, look at these pretty pictures that have nothing to do with the article, maybe.
The
We
article.
don't know.
Yep.
It's a toss up.
Maybe they do.
Maybe they do. Maybe they
Maybe they.
don't.
Maybe not.
That's the
Yeah.
excitingness you get with our show.
Yeah. Just randomness.
And feet.
Oh, foot.
Foot.
Yep.
You're an outdoor person that needs foot gear.
I do. I have feet.
You have feet
And
and
I
you
go
use them
outside.
to go distances.
Yep. Yep. I got some new shoes. I was just telling you. I hadn't told everybody yet. I got some new shoes a little while ago, and they're very comfortable. They're like they're really bright colors. I usually get black ones, but these ones are like all teal and yellow and green, which doesn't it's not anything that I've liked before. But man, they're so light and they're really comfortable on my feet. But it's hard getting new shoes because you don't know how they're gonna like running and everything. Your little guy made the funniest face. That was awesome. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard because my feet get really cramped when I run sometimes, and so I always get my shoes a little bit bigger because I feel like I get foot cramps because I'm like clenching my toes, so I have to like spread my feet out. So I always get my shoes a little bit bigger.
Hmm.
But I don't know if that's I don't know. It's hard because you don't know what you're supposed to do, and you go to these stores and you just feel like they want to sell you stuff, so you don't want to ask them.
They want to sell you stuff. Yeah. You
Yeah,
go
you're
to the
like, what
shoe
do I
store
need?
and they want to sell you shoes. Yes, you're right.
Well, no, I know, but I just like when I've gone there, like, I've tried talking to people and they're like, well, you know what you need is like, you need these inserts and you need those socks and you need, and it's like, well,
Oh,
do I?
it is funny. Yes, you're right. You
Yeah.
do need. Well, if, like, I get it, but if you think about it, let's break it down. The inserts are interesting because they're making cheap shoes for the masses. So it's like a one size fit all. Inserts
Hmm.
they do give an enhancement, right? But do you really need them? Yeah, it's, on the fence. But still, it improves the shoe. So then
Well,
you also need good socks for inside that shoe. So then they're like, hey, here's some good, good material socks, and that don't have holes in them, and whatever else. And so
I I only wear socks with holes in
I
them.
know, I know. Well, I'm sure they get some interesting people
Kidding.
that come in, but they're, to give them the benefit, I'm playing devil's advocate. They're
Yep.
they are there to give you a professional footwear experience. So yes, of course they would suggest everything. It's like going to, for a guy going to a suit store and them getting you
I
all the
disagree
different pieces.
100%.
Why? Because you might be only going in there for pants and a shirt, but they're gonna
Yeah,
suggest,
but
hey, do
when
you need this tie? Do you need a jacket? Do you need shoes? Do
yeah.
you need a belt?
No, so I think of, going to a nice shoe store, like a fancy, maybe like a specific one for running shoes. I don't know. I feel like most shoe stores are more like going to, um, instead of a men's suit store, going to like a a regular department store, or not even that, like a Forever 21, or I haven't been to the mall
A
in
Hot
forever. I
Topic?
don't know. Yeah. Yeah, where it's just like,
I don't know if that still
it's
exists.
somebody that,
It's called something
is
else.
making minimum wage. They're getting, money for, selling more things. So it's not about, um, your best experience. It's about, these poor kids or adults or whatever just trying to make enough money to, one, keep their job, and two, you know, eat that week. I don't know. I didn't I feel like if you go to a men's suit store, yeah, they probably pay their employees a little bit more. They do, compensate them for upselling, but at the same time, they want you to keep coming back. At these other stores, they're like, these clothes are gonna last like 5 minutes, regardless. So just, I don't know. That's how I feel about shoe stores, most of them. I've never been able to. I've never really went to fancy ones, so yeah, I'd always end up with like I wear Chuck Taylors all the time. I went through my Samba phase with Adidas. It's just like, um,
So how much do you
skate
put
shoes
into
and
your
stuff.
shoe then? Are you your
Um,
running
well,
shoe, your specific sports shoe?
so I used to just get ones that, like, I just get Nike running shoes. These ones are also my newer ones, but they're more like walking shoes, which is nice. I do a lot of walking. So they're really light and they're flexible and it's nice. They're really comfortable on my feet. But my problem is I have flat feet. And so it's really hard. Like when I go places, people want it like with the insert person, it was these huge arch supports and I don't have an arch. So I
You will
understand
after
that
you wear that.
yeah. Well, part of
That's
it
what they're
is,
giving
yeah,
you. They're putting the
like the
arch
more
back in your foot.
I never had an arch in my foot. There's no back. I was born with flat feet. No, but like
They're
when
like, no,
you're
you need this. You're like, no, my
they're
foot
like,
will never go anywhere. It'll just be
yeah.
uncomfortable. It'll be like
Well, and
flat board
yeah.
at an angle. It won't
And
curve
when
or
you're
nothing.
the more I learn about running is like people with flat feet run like it is harder on your body because you're not, you're not running correctly. Like your feet kind of go in because your feet are flat. So I do understand part of it, but at the same time, it's like really, it causes a lot of foot pain. So there has to be like a happy medium. You can't just stick these like really rigid um, uh, arch supports into a flat foot person's shoe. And I was just like, every time I go to the store and ask anybody or talk to anybody, they're always trying, like, that's foot pain is not pleasant, especially as when I do run. I get really, I do get a lot of foot pain. So yeah, I don't know. It's, I feel like, my next step that I really want to do that I'm excited about is I want to go to a podiatrist and have them help me figure it out that way. That's a long way of saying I think there's a better way. I think, and
Then
they
going
do
to a
that
shoe
too.
store and
Yeah.
having them just fit you, man.
Yep.
They probably have to get like a foot certification. And no, they probably don't.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
right.
A foot certification.
Yep.
Yeah.
But a good shoe can make a huge difference for runners. You know that?
Yeah.
From
I
career
do.
marathons to couch 5K first timers.
That's what I do.
But every runner is unique, and a shoe that works for one might trip up another.
Mhm.
Outside of trying on a rack of different designs, there's no quick and easy way to know which shoe best suits a person's particular running style. So, here comes MIT engineers hoping to change that with a new model that predicts how certain shoe properties will affect a runner's performance.
That's interesting. I like that.
The simple model incorporates a person's height.
Brain vitamins.
Wait, huh? What? What? Where's all my cool shoe pictures?
Are they not in the right order?
We're gonna find those shoe pictures.
Yep.
Howard.
We're doing
No, none of them.
it.
Why are they skipping them? We wanted shoe pictures. Come on, people. We spent actual effort making these. Yeah, they're not in there.
You did. You can take all the credit. I think they're
No, this
wonderful.
was the we this morning.
Oh,
Remember? You did things.
I was like, yes, no, yes, no.
You actually did things this morning, so.
Who produces this podcast? Nobody. The Ghost of Christmas Past.
We fired our producer. That's why it's a mess.
Hmm. But that's okay.
There's
That's
more
why we're
than
here.
11 stupid pictures. I'm very upset now. Why? I want my shoe pictures because they were cool. They were like future
They're really cool.
shoes.
Yep.
Future shoes. Did I not
Yep.
put them? Oh, no. Yeah, that could be it. That is it. All right, operator error. We'll not place blame here. There's no blames to be placed. Just ignore it. We'll just fix the situation. Let's just move forward. Lessons to be learned all around.
We'll just cut this part out. No, we won't. We won't cut it out.
So I forgot to put them in there after I made them.
Oh,
Cause
yes. They were really missing.
yeah, they were for real missing. For realsies. So the stupid thing, yeah, 15 now. There we go. So let's go. There we go. All for that. Thank you. So now we can get back to how well the show was rolling before. before
Yeah.
the disruption.
We should just quit now.
Just
while
quit
we're here.
now. Oh my gosh, no! Then I won't get. Then the other 3 pitchers that I put effort into are gonna show up. So.
Yeah.
All right, so then they can simulate how a runner's gait changes with different shoes. They can then pick out the shoe that produces the best performance, which they define as a degree to which the runner's expend energy is minimized. So they can make you faster.
I like that.
Shoe designers are starting to 3D print shoes, meaning they can now make them with a much wider range of properties than just a regular slab of foam. That's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
So,
And it would be worth it because it would help so many different things, you know. If you were running correctly, then it saves your knees and your hips, your
yep,
back, your neck.
yep.
That's very cool. I like that.
There wouldn't be children making shoes anymore. I mean,
No,
um,
it'd be
wanting
doctors.
shoes. Yeah, doctors. Here, let me print. That would be interesting. That'd be really cool. You go into your podiatrist, and they can 3D print a shoe for you by the time you leave, or you come pick it up. I guess maybe they do the scanning, and then it gets sent to a 3D print
Shoemaker.
farm. Yeah, yeah. A place that would probably mass produce it. Doctors wouldn't want to mess with that. But a resourceful doctor might. He might have his
Yeah.
shoe, because you'd only, depends on how many patients you have. It's not like you're printing tons. It would depend on how expensive it is and source of materials. But cool.
Very cool. I like it. I
All
like
right.
it a lot.
Do we need a break?
Yes, please.
Break time. 2 minutes.
All
Rock
right.
and roll.
See you shortly.
Two, one.
I'm back. Barely made it. Oh. Ta-da!
Another cool shoe.
Yeah, I like this one.
I could see people wearing this design.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, if the little, like, lattice, like, twig kind of branch things break off and come off real easy, that would be a bad thing. So you'd have to make sure that rubber's like a really nice rubber springiness, because as it compresses over every step.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but if you're really running on them, you're only gonna wear them for like 6 months anyway.
Oh, you're saying, I was thinking these were daily wear shoes. Yeah,
Mm.
these are running shoes, yeah, because you don't, And they're made specifically for grass. It's just kind of funny. It's like, no, they only run on grass.
Yep. If you want to be one with the grass only.
Brains.
Mm-mm. Brain vitamin. I do
Dude.
like this picture. It's pretty cool.
Researchers tested the effects of daily multivitamin on cognitive changes in a study of 573 participants with in-person visits to in the Cosmos trial. The researchers also conducted a meta-analysis of over 5,000 non-overlapping participants across 3 separative cognitive studies within the trial. Results showed a statistically significant benefit for cognition among participants taking a multivitamin compared to the placebo, suggesting that a multivitamin could help prevent memory loss and slow cognitive aging among adults.
That's nice. That's good to know.
Yeah. So
I honestly, whenever I take multivitamins, I don't notice a difference. I've tried it a few times, and everyone's always like, "Oh my gosh, I took these and I feel so much like I feel this or that," and I could tell when I don't take them. I never do.
what about,
Never.
have you noticed
Alcohol?
over
No,
the
I
years
totally.
a cognitive decline? Or are you on an
I don't
incline still?
remember.
You don't remember, see? Maybe if you had taken the vitamins, you would remember nowadays. It's not that
Yeah,
you notice
that's
yourself
true.
get better for the future. It's you're helping future Darcy remember the past.
Yeah, I think future Darcy will
Oh
appreciate that
no,
I've forgotten.
left the coffee.
Oh no. No, I think um yeah, I haven't really noticed too much. I've always been a bit of a space cadet. So, you must have gone really far away. You don't have your microphone or anything, huh?
I have the microphone for you, but not for everybody else. I could have answered and talked to you a whole bunch, but
Oh,
others no.
oh. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't
So you're not a vitamin believer.
um I feel like
What
it's
about you, chat?
helpful for sure. For sure, I think.
Helpful?
I don't know what I said.
I don't know. See, I don't trust the people that make them.
Yeah. That's a huge issue, right? You're like, well,
That's the only reason. Like, if I knew, if it came from like some person that had like traditional witch doctor gear on, and they're like, "Yeah, I got this from the Amazon rainforest," I'd be like, "I believe you."
yeah,
But some guy in a suit, not so much. Or a
negative.
scientist in a lab coat, no.
Yep.
That's where I'm at.
Eh,
It's like, here, take these leaves. I'd be like, sure, or eat these berries. They'll help you. Be like, all
Yep.
right, cool.
Yep. Yep. I agree with that.
I don't know, because I like, there's so many, like, cases are so common of just things not being real, not being helpful, stuff
Yep.
like that. I like a healthy diet and exercise. Oh, you like the
Mhm.
exercise? That's interesting.
And Patricia says if you eat healthy, you don't need them.
Yeah, yeah.
I think most people's problem is they don't know what eating healthy is, which is totally fair because everything tells you, everywhere you look, they tell you the opposite. Like, oh, this is healthy, and then you go on another set place and they're like, that's not healthy. This is healthy. It's very
Oh,
confusing.
I think of the exercise side. Um, like how much do you have to exercise? That's what's always interesting, right? So we do our little walking treadmill. But is that enough alone? You go out and do a little more. But,
Mhm.
what do you got to really do?
I
Because
think,
everybody's got opinions on that.
yeah, I'm not often a very healthy person. I uh like exercise wise. There was a time not that long ago that I was exercising a lot more, and it did feel really good. And part of it was, and I remember you and I talking about this because I was like using my Fitbit a lot, putting in my everything that I ate so that I could see, kind of get an idea of like how much protein and fat and all those different things that I was eating. Um, and I could tell like um if I went running, I would like different things would happen with my body, and I was like really trying to pay attention. And I think you can tell when you start getting healthier, but I think once you, uh, but I also think like eventually you stop paying attention to it because you get used to it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard. And
Craig takes human growth hormone and has seen improvements. But he says vitamins are for suckers.
yeah,
And then DB is like, don't sit around. Yeah, that's the first step.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
Craig says he's ate metal supplements, helping, and they're helping too. So he's out chomping on like old cans and things like that, like a
Mm,
goat.
yeah. I like that. I do apple cider vinegar and water in the evening sometimes. I'm trying to remember to do it every day, and
Does
I always
vodka
forget.
and water count? Is that like apple cider and vinegar and
No,
water? No?
it's not as good. Um, the
Dang.
apple cider and vinegar and water is not as delicious, but um, yeah.
Man, I'm really doing it wrong here.
Mm-hmm. Never taken magnesium before, not on purpose anyway.
I burned it. Got in trouble in chemistry class.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, what do we got next? Oh, oops. So it's funny, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. I'm making things appear where there wasn't even stuff. And I was like, what button did I just push? Because it has a different icon.
I was doing that earlier. I kept doing the keypad, but I was doing it on my other computer. I was like, why isn't this not working? I'm like, oh, wrong. I got too many. I got two keyboards over here and two mice. I need to get my Switch thing set up, my Switch deck set up.
So, a new advancement in theoretical physics could one day help engineers develop new kinds of computer chips that might store information for longer in very small objects. What does that have to do with
Ooh.
coffee? You might ask. Add a dash of creamer to your morning coffee, and the clouds of white liquids will swirl around your cup. But give it a few seconds, and those swirls would disappear, leaving you with an ordinary mug of brown liquid.
There's nothing ordinary about coffee.
Something similar happens in quantum computer chips, devices that tap into the strange properties of the universe at its smallest scales, where information can quickly jumble up, limiting the memory capabilities of these tools. But that doesn't have to be the case.
Hmm, why?
Um, some scientists have used math to show. Oh, some have used scientists. Wait, blah. Some have used math to show that scientists could create essentially a scenario where the milk and coffee never mix, no matter how hard you stir them. The group's findings may lead to new advances in quantum computer chips, potentially providing engineers with new ways to store information in incredibly tiny objects. Think of an initial
Whoa.
swirling patterns that appear when you add cream. Do I have another one?
Whoa.
Um, The group's findings may lead to blah, blah, blah. Think of the initial swirling patterns that appear when you add cream to your morning coffee. Imagine these patterns continue to swirl and dance no matter how long you watch. Researchers still need to run experiments in the lab to make sure that these never-ending swirls are really possible. That'd
So
be
it'd
kind
be
of cool.
more like a lava lamp.
It'd be more like a lava lamp. Yeah, you're transforming coffee into a lava lamp. Good. Yeah, there you go. That was a good one. But the group's
Very
results are a major step forward for physics, seeking to create materials that remain out of balance or equilibrium for long periods of time, a pursuit known as ergosity breaking. I don't know.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Researchers use mathematical modeling tools to envision an array of hundreds of thousands of quidbits arranged in a checkerboard-like pattern. The trick they discovered was to stuff the quidbits into a tight spot. If quidbits get close enough together, they can influence the behavior of their neighbors, almost like a crowd of people trying to squeeze themselves into a telephone booth. Some of those people might be standing upright or on their heads, but they can't flip the other way without pushing on everyone else. Well, that's pretty simple but smart.
Yeah.
If you don't want things to move, just jam them all together. It's like packing.
Yep. Tetris.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm the Tetris champion of quantum computers. It's pretty cool.
It is very cool. People are very amazing coming up with um, these things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Maybe he started out as a bubble scientist.
Maybe. He's like, oh my gosh, I gotta do something else. It might be a she.
Yeah.
They.
They.
Those scientists
Those
and
scientist
mathematicians.
people.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
We have next up
Last but not least.
a bee. That's like I never looked at that picture before very well. It seems a little inappropriate.
Yeah. It's like, hey, get off me. I'm collecting pollen here.
Pollen stealing has been. Some honeybees in Italy regularly steal pollen off the backs of bumblebees. Pollen stealing has been seen before in the United States, but now researchers in Italy have also observed honeybees snatching pollen off the backs of bumblebees.
Weird. I wonder why. Because there's less flowers? Maybe?
Someone recorded what they thought were honeybees trying to push bumblebees off a flower. A closer look at the video, however, revealed that this wasn't the case of competitive harassment. It was full-blown robbery. Maybe they
Caught
just know they're
red-handed.
faster.
Yeah.
And you can't, as a bee, you can't like get somebody off your back easily. It's not like you got legs or arms or, you'd have to
They got
flip over.
legs.
No, like legs that could kick somebody off or something. I
Yeah.
guess I don't
They're
know. I don't
not
know how we
like
kick
the
people off
masters.
our back, so I'm not sure what's going on. But
You're like, I don't understand why they can't do it. I do it all the time.
yeah, I was like, oh, I guess maybe not. So, as red-tailed bumblebees scrounge around the flowers for nectar and pollen, some pollen grains get stuck to their hairy bodies. The honeybees then come and snag the pollen for themselves. The thieves tended to target male honeybees slightly more than females, as the males appeared less bothered by the pilfering.
Well, at least they're stealing it from their backs and not like where on their legs where they get all like the big piles. Maybe.
Yeah, and maybe
They're like,
it's like also it'd be easier to sting. I don't know.
do bumblebees have stingers?
Oh, maybe that's where they get targeted. I don't know. Honeybees are well known as pollen pigs.
But we should start calling them pollen pigs instead.
Instead of honeybees.
I got chased by a pollen pig today. They're everywhere. I'm allergic
When
to
pigs
pollen
fly,
pigs.
so does that count for pigs flying then?
Yep. Yep.
So stealing pollen from the bumblebees doesn't seem like a far stretch. To see how common the criminality is, the researchers went back to the scene in the following 3 years and also observed bees at 2 other sites. Honeybees at these sites were not seen stealing from the bumblebees, but the bees at the first site continued their larcenous ways year after year. Oh, so they learned it. They passed it down. For instance, honeybees collected pollen from only 3 of the 31 flowers the researchers observed, but stole from 28 of the available 66 bumblebees.
That's hilarious. Rude.
Pollen stealing by honeybees has previously been observed only in North America, first in Kansas, and then later in California and Indiana. Discovering the behavior in Italy suggests this must be a global crime spree.
Crazy. So it must be something that maybe a shared ancestor did. Must not be new. Maybe it is. Maybe it's another example of I can't remember. They say it on SciShow. Convergent evolution?
Coercion? I don't know.
I don't know. It's like where more than one species gets starts doing the same thing or gets the same.
I was thinking that there was one bee
Convergent.
that just like he kept going to all these flowers and everybody kept kicking him off and he knew the queen was going to yell at him. And so then he decided, he flew by this bumblebee and he was like, man, I can just sneak up and steal some from him. So then he started doing that. And so then he found that was easier than trying to fight the other bees for the flowers. So then day after day, he just continually started stealing from the bumblebees. And then like his best friend, he told his best friend how easy it was. And then his friend started doing it. And then, once you tell somebody, then everybody knows. So
Yep.
After that, everybody just started stealing.
Yeah, probably.
And then what ended up working out, now the flowers were a little more open for him. So then he just ended up going back and just collecting off the flower.
I feel like that's exactly how it happened.
Yep, that's how it evolved.
Actually, I was thinking it was like some bee that was gonna be they weren't gonna be able to go out and get the pollen anymore. They were like, you know what, your numbers are down. Either shape up or ship out. And it was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And then he saw some pollen on the back of a bumblebee and he's like,
No, that's so awesome. Yours was corporate America. Your numbers are down. Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill, we gotta have a talk. Your pollen numbers, they're not looking great for this quarter. We gotta get those numbers up, or we're gonna have to do something about it. And I think
there's layoffs that are coming up, and we don't want you to be So, I mean,
overall, the company, the Hive, has not done well this year.
Yeah.
So big changes are coming. The Queen, she said we got to shake things up.
Yep. This is coming down from the top.
This is coming down from the top. You could write a story about this one. This one would be a good story too.
Yeah. That'll come out next year. A year and a half from now. We still have other stories to work on. It's called
Notice Bumblebees have been
Convergent.
outperforming. Yes, the other company is the Bumblebee company. Oh,
Yeah.
the rival company. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It'll
awesome.
kind of be like Bee Story, only better. Just kidding. That movie made a lot of money.
Only better. We gotta get what
Yeah.
Tom Hanks to voice it.
It was Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, it was
and the other
Jerry
one.
Seinfeld. Never mind.
Mhm.
Guess I don't remember the movie.
Yeah, you're like, we need somebody even better. We need Tom Hanks. Like that's
A
the
non-comedian to
tall
do a
order.
comedic a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
No,
need to
but
get Brad
earlier
Pitt
when I-
in here. We're
Huh?
gonna get some Tom Cruise, some Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But now we're naming off all the
All of
old
them.
people. Now we gotta get the young people in.
Yeah.
So we gotta get like,
Tom Holland. We
yeah, we gotta get him in, Zendaya, and
need so it's just Spider-Man.
well, no, we gotta get that Jenna Ortega, the Wednesday girl. She's pretty
Mm.
popular these days. Who else is popular in the kids scene? We can tell we're really tuned in.
I don't know.
Probably some
Yeah, if it's not
YouTubers or
related to.
something. We'll probably have to get some YouTubers. I think that's what the kids watch.
Yeah,
I watch it too. So.
I know. We're just as bad.
Just as bad, but ours aren't screaming and being annoying.
Just being quietly annoying.
Mr. Beast, yeah, that's exactly. We'll have Mr. Beast. Yep, that's for sure who we get in. He's gold right now.
No, but what I was saying earlier, it's called convergent evolution, and
Convergent.
it's the process where distantly related organisms independently evolve similar traits or behaviors. See, it's a real thing. I was close. I just wanted to say that. Wasn't making stuff up this time.
I think you just make stuff up.
Yep.
Well,
Probably
that's all we got.
Yep, we did it.
Nothing left.
Yep.
I don't know if that was oh, we did
Yeah.
it sound effect.
I'm a potato.
Was that better?
Well, I
I'm a
guess
potato.
that's accurate for describing your sound effect.
Yeah, it wasn't very loud. I know I need to get better.
We need
What?
to have just one for every event.
Yep,
But
yep, we do.
those were just the starting ones. There was quite a long list of other ones.
I used new one. I used one. Okay, I only used one. And two. The WoW. Anyway. Yep. I'm fading fast.
All right. Well, I guess that marks the end of our show.
We did it. We did it again. We're winners.
Have a nice weekend.
You
Go
too.
Chiefs and Lions. That's what Patricia has going on. So if Patricia says that's what's going on, that's what's going on.
Yep.
Chiefs
Okay.
and Lions.
All right. I'm
All right.
in.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.